Um, as many of you guys know, I'm a community contributor. That means Wargaming gives me stuff, and then I get to show off said stuff, and sometimes I get to even give away said stuff. So, if you'd like your very own STAR Kitakaze, this will go up on YouTube. Watch the YouTube video. You'll see what you need to do in order to possibly win her. I get to give away one, courtesy Wargaming. Thank you, Wargaming. This ship, by the way, I got for free for review purposes. So I always want to comment on that accordingly. Now, the STARships, there are two of them. STARships, lol. There are two of them. One is the Edinburgh, and the other one is the Kitakaze. Now, there's no collaboration. This is something that Wargaming just created on their own with these animated skins, and they wanted to see what would happen, like how the player base would react to them and stuff. Some people might say they're better off with a specific camouflage, but one thing I want to mention is having a ship is kind of nice. And I'll explain why in a minute. Now, how do you get these? I believe to get these, you go to the armory, and you have bundles that you use to get them. Let's see, which one is this? It's one of these. There's so many different bundles. It's probably the extraterrestrial technologies. Yep, there it is. Now, I'm gonna put this out here real quick. And we need to move to the Zath chat so we can mute sound effects and stuff like that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Edinburgh is a tech tree ship. Kitakaze is a tech tree ship. Both of them are free in World of Warships. You can get to them on your own. You don't need to actually buy these ships to be able to enjoy them for what they are. So I want to make clear that is the case, okay? However, if you really like one of these ships, let's say you are an Edinburgh enjoyer and you just love playing that no matter what, hey, a premium Edinburgh isn't a bad thing. Same thing with a Kitakaze. For me, I look at Kitakaze, it's one of my favorite ships. And a premium version is nice because then I can literally throw any captain I want on that ship, right? Now let's take a look at this. So you've got these bundles. There's 124 of them. So knowing my luck, I'll get them on 122, 123. You can see that there's a discount if you buy a certain number at a time. All right. If you really want to do this, okay? If you really want to do this, my recommendation is you go for the 30 bundles or you go for 65. Don't do 70. Don't do all of them. Go for that. Because what that does is get you a discount, and then you can do it again if you want to. If you really want these ships, I would say go for the 65 plus, and then wait and see what you get. If you get both of them, cool, you're done. If you don't, then you need to make a decision. Do you buy another 65, or do you buy 30? It comes down to you and your own spending habits. I can't tell you how to spend your money. I can't tell you how to spend your doubloons. I will say I've got almost 600,000 doubloons on my account. Many of you guys know my nickname is Smog. I collect things like steel in this game. I have zero intention of spending doubloons on these bundles right now. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to do it. I do already have the ships, so yay, but even if I didn't, I personally probably wouldn't. The only real benefit to me personally with all the ships in the game is having two more ships with which I can use for the Santa Mega containers and, you know, the Snowflake, stuff like that later on down the line. I'm just putting that out there. Chat, you guys are welcome to comment, and later when you watch this on YouTube, you're welcome to comment any questions you've got, anything you want me to discuss more in detail, in depth. I'm happy to do so. So what makes these ships so special? The Kitakaze and the Edinburgh have a special animated camouflage. If you wait long enough, you'll see it becomes active. The stuff in the back, there it is, goes up and moves. And then in addition, the colors change on the STAR Kitakaze. We're gonna focus on the Kitakaze today, okay? The Edinburgh, by the way, is a direct clone of the Edinburgh. The Kitakaze is a direct clone of the Kitakaze, but the Kitakaze has one big difference. And that is that the torpedoes are only the F3 torpedoes. They only have 8-kilometer range, and that is it, okay? That's it. The camo became erect. Sir, this is a family stream. Anyways, you can see how I've built my STAR Kitakaze. It's the Kitakaze. You would build it the same as you would any other Kitakaze, right? with the flags and stuff like that. Now, here's our ship commander, Andromeda. As far as I know, there's nothing special with this commander, so we're not going to play with her. We're going to instead put, yes, you see it, Yamamoto on my Kitakaze. Now, if you go for the Star Edinburgh, of course, you can put Cunningham on the Edinburgh. This is what I feel makes these ships so special, is it's a premium version of a tech tree ship, which means you automatically get the premium bonus XP and credits and free XP and commander XP, and then on top of that, you can add these things, and you can put whatever commander you would like on it. Kinda sexy, no? Now, obviously camouflage, I mean, you could switch to that. Why would you, right? I mean, I don't know. Use the camo. It's a sexy camo. It's neat. As always, Wargaming's art department carries. And so there's not much to talk about with the Kitakaze over a regular one. Again, it's a Kitakaze, right? So the artillery, look at the guns. They have 1/4 HE penetration, which means that they pen 30 millimeters of armor. Actually, it's a little bit of a buff, that's right. These are 100 millimeter guns. Do I have IFHE, actually? No, I don't. If you want, you can put IFHE on for even more pen. That's to pen 32 millimeter armor, which is great against French battleships, British battleships, and other battleships that have 32 millimeter armor plating on them. Alright, so we're going to take her into battle. This is what I always do when I do a review. We talk about the ship, we go into battle. This is unscripted. We have no idea what we are going to come across. It could be an epic battle, it could be crap. I lost my div mates just now, so I'm just going to go into a ranked battle, and we'll see what we find, okay? And here's our queue time. There it is. Alright, here we go. Here's our ranked battle. Now, Kitakaze is a very strong destroyer in her own right. And that's why I'm very excited to be showing Kitakaze to you guys. Look, it's a regular Kita. Now, my understanding is that the camouflage changes based on various combat conditions. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. We won't know for a bit. Who are we up against? We've got a Palmer that's got German Hydro at 6 kilometer, Jarn, Bart, Black, Vladivostok, Brindisi, and of course, they have a Kitakaze as well. I like the Brindisi's name, Beer or Death. That's an awesome name. Now, we already have somebody calling for A and B, which is usually not a good idea in ranked. You don't want to give a cap up. You want to contest it. So I am going with engine boost into the C cap to the quote-unquote safe spot. See what I can make happen. Let's take a look at the camouflage. Nothing happening there. It might change if I'm being shot at or something like that. So we'll take a look. If I die in this game or do a terrible job, it's all your fault. I'm just going to put that out there. Alright, now, unfortunately the Alaska has left our area. It would have been nice to have his radar on hand, but we do have a Buffalo. That's good. I do not like that all 3 battleships have decided to leave this flank. That is unfortunate. And what that makes me think is I need to play a little bit more cautious. I cannot go up against the island. I will need to be prepared to back away. Got into the cap. Instead of going right up there, I am going to turn sideways. Bow out. Okay, because if I'm radared, I'm just going to hit W and try to escape. If I'm not radared, okay. Now, Yamamoto, I have radio location. I should have shown you guys my commander build. But that's the commander build. Radio location is the part that's missing underneath my cat Stevie. And unfortunately now you're kind of stuck playing the waiting game, right? Like, do you go for one way or another? I have Grease the Gears, Preventive Maintenance, both of which are bonuses with Yamamoto, Last Stand, Main Battery, and Anti-Air Specialist, Adrenaline Rush, and Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, and Radio Location. So I know, for example, that the Kitakaze is there. Right? I just know he's there. Telling the Buffalo where he is. It's the Brindisi. Holy crap. I am going to panic and smoke. Fortunately, because the smoke is between us, I can leave at full speed and not be spotted. This is great for me. Terrible for him. Up, of course, there's radar. So in a second, I will be shot at by the Brindisi. There it is. He, of course, has his SAP shells, which hurt a lot, but he only uses bow turrets, and his rear turrets are on the other side. So I can do this. Now he's going broadside, so I can shoot him with AP. And you can see the enemy has gone very, very hard for CCAP, which is unfortunate for me, but it's fortunate for the rest of the team. Now, in case the Brindisi comes out, I'm going to go ahead and pop torps. Pop my fancy schmancy reload booster.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
And I'm going to fire torps again. Buffalo is in trouble. He kind of got stuck bow in. Brindisi made Inky. He is smoking. He's turning south and running. I might as well open up with guns. Oh, okay, so look at that. The camo changed as I'm firing with my guns. Okay. There it is. Fire on the Vlad. He DCP'd. Sound effect is different too, by the way. Alright, well, if they're all gonna be sitting in CCAP, then let's just go into mid. Nice kill by the Jean Bart. We are most likely going to end up trading a ship. I don't see this guy surviving. He's stuck bow in, all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to close my distance here so I can shoot the Vlad for free. Of course, with the Buffalo dying, the Vlad does now go dark. I can slow down a little bit. Always nice to see your teammates supportive in chat as an aside. He's somewhere around here. This is what we like to call French radar. You just simply use your high rate of fire to try to find the enemy. Kitakaze is still spotted. What is the Bismarck doing all the way back here? Lots of questions. You were able to get the special captain, but not the actual STAR Kita. Gotcha. See, now our ships are kind of stuck broadsiding to theirs, so what I can do is I can... Alaska will not spot me. So I'm using the island here to block my vision on the Jean Bart. This allows me to shoot for free. At a certain point, the Kitakaze is going to spot me. The Alaska turned away, so that's good. At some point, I can maybe get a fire, too. This is where I might have wished I had IFHE, because I would pen 32mm of deck armor. There's the fire. Alright, Jean Bart did DCP that first. Go ahead and smoke up here. My goal is just to push him back. The Alaska is dead. That's good. That's good. See if I can get another fire on the Jean Bart. Now this guy is using fire, whatever you call it, fire prevention. Alright, where are you, Kita? There you are. Hello. Now he's broadside to me and sitting still. He thought I was going to sit in the smoke and die. And I don't play that game. Sorry, buddy. Unfortunately now, I'm going to be probably shot at and killed by one of these battleships. And if that's the case, then I will simply be dependent on the rest of the team, you know, doing their thing. Of course, of course. Secondary set me on fire. And I'm probably going to burn out here. I'm tapping the R key like crazy. Oh, I saved it! I saved it! Woo! Coming back for another game. Alright. So we are up 2 ships at this point. Let's take our time. Let's reassess the situation. Palmer, Jean Bart, Vladivostok are all that's left. When the Vladivostok goes, I could go in to see, but the problem is that Pommern. I'm very concerned about the Pommern's ability to push with Hydro. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to kind of support the team down here with the Vlad. Hopefully these two ram. If they ram, we're good. If they try to joust. They try to joust and they both failed miserably. In a situation like this, you're far better off just ramming, because when you ram, you take their ship off the board. Yes, you die in the process, but it's a guaranteed you know their ship is gone. And that's what we call a good trade at this stage of the game. Alright, but the Izumo manages to take him up. But look, they traded. So had they crashed into each other earlier, 1, I wouldn't be forced to make my super wide turn. And 2, you know, the Jean Bart could get into there and stuff like that quicker, so. You find them fun and interesting, but not enough to actually spend money on them. Fair enough. As with all things, you decide what you want to do with the ship. But hopefully this kind of helps to illustrate that this is a Kitakaze, right? The big thing to keep in mind is she's got the 3-kilometer torpedoes instead, or the 8-kilometer, I'm sorry, instead of the 12s. That most people are used to, so. Even I screwed that up earlier, and I fired off my torpedoes at the Jean Bart when probably couldn't have hit them, right? So you gotta kind of consider that. Jean Bart is low. I'm gonna go ahead and open up on the Pommern simply because I can get these shots for free. Look at my reload with Adrenaline Rush. Oh, that's sexy. And I've got one more smoke available too. Yeah, SAT, I'm not sure exactly what the decision was behind 8-kilometer torps only. But, you know. Alright, now. I am extremely low. I could smoke up and farm the Palmer, but my concern is in doing so. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway. He's looking at somebody else. How could that? Set up the smoky smoke. There it is. Just hold down left mouse button and do the thing. You could click the mouse like nuts, but when you do that, of course, you know, you hurt your mouse. So why not save your mouse a little bit? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Pommern is not using fire prevention. Interesting. If Pommern was looking at me, I probably would not have smoked up, right? But because he's not looking at me, because he's looking at somebody else, I have no problem opening up on fire. As a matter of fact, Pommern is on triple fire now. So I'm trying to walk the HE shells into his bow so that he can get lit on all 4 fires because, you know, toasty toasty. He slowed down, now he sped back up again. Go figure. All the fires. Oh, and I permitted his torpedo tube too, just to add insult to injury, and bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the STAR Kitakaze. And look, our Jean Bart did better. Always compliment people who carry you in games. Still, not a bad battle. And I think you guys can see that the STAR Kitakaze is exactly like a normal Kitakaze. This is what I would have expected if I played a normal Kitakaze other than the torpedo range. I would have expected 12-kilometer torpedoes instead of 8. Did that screw me in this game? Possibly because the Jean Bart was too far away. It also screwed over the enemy Kitakaze because he went really close and he tried to hit me. Now, I don't know if he was using the 8s or 12s, but, you know. We were close to greatness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. We were very close to greatness. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, this is going to go out on YouTube. YouTubers, when you watch this, if you've got questions, comments, post them in the comments, please. And watch carefully. The pinned comment should have directions for how you can enter our giveaway to earn your very own STAR Kitakaze. Thank you to Wargaming again for offering the giveaway and for giving me this ship for free for review purposes. And that ends the review. Thank you much. And cheers.